We can create column charts with just a few clicks. And Excel has many different types of charts and many variations of them. But when you learn how to use column charts, you can use those same techniques for other charts as well. Well, let's take a look at this worksheet. It has pretty typical type of data that you might want to chart. So to create the chart, we have to select the data first, because remember, Excel doesn't know what we want. We have to tell Excel what we want. So let's select from A4 down to D11. So we're selecting the column headers for state and the 3/4 and the data for all of our states. The important part is we're not selecting the total column and we're not selecting the total row. When you create a column chart, you don't want to select your totals because then you'll double the amount of data that's in your chart and your chart just won't be right. So now that we have it selected, we insert a chart. Well, because we're inserting a chart, we go up to the Insert tab. And here in the ribbon bar, we have the Charts group. So let's click Column. And just to keep it simple for now, let's just choose the first type of 3D column. Click, and boom, it just puts it on the page. Now, if you want to format the chart, you see on the ribbon bar, we have the Chart Tools section, and we have 3 tabs there. And later in this chapter, we're going to go use them. But if all you need is a chart with the default settings, you're all done. But let me show you a little bit more. Let's say we don't want all 3 quarterly data in this chart. Maybe 3rd quarter data haven't come in yet. So leave the chart selected or move it out of the way if you need to. And you see we have this blue box around our data. Put your mouse pointer in this heavy dot in the lower right corner, and your mouse pointer becomes a 2-headed arrow. Now, that is not the autofill handle. Don't get that confused with autofill. It has nothing to do with it. But when you get that 2-headed arrow, just drag over here to the left so this box is just around the first 2 quarters, and you notice that the chart immediately changes. It's live. The numbers are live also. For example, let's take a look at Connecticut. You see, Connecticut has some fairly low numbers in this chart. What happens if we change them? Let's go over here. I'll just select that first Connecticut number, and let's make that, I don't know, 850. Type in 850, press enter, and boom, immediately that data point increases, so we can see that's live. I want to show you one other way that you can very quickly insert a column chart. I'll just move this chart out of the way here. Let's select the same cells as we did before. Again, we're selecting the column headers, we're selecting the state data, we are not selecting the total column, we're not selecting the total row. Once you have those cells selected, just press the F11 key on your keyboard and boom, Excel creates a brand new chart on a brand new worksheet. Now it's a 2-column chart, so it doesn't look as fancy as the other one, but we could modify that if we want. The advantage here is that it's a lot bigger. And that's something also that we can modify. And we could change the location of this chart. We can change the location of the other chart if we want. We'll talk about moving charts around also in this chapter. This hasn't deleted the chart or the data that we already have. If you click back here on the Data tab, you can see there's our original data and there is our original chart. So if that's all you need, you're pretty much done. But later in the chapter, we'll talk about modifying and formatting our charts.